Talk about the good stuff. My name is Borino. I'm your coach. I have been a real estate agent, author, speaker, trainer, supporter. They call me the Tony Robbins of real estate, which I'm really flattered. I really appreciate it. But why are we here? We're here to talk about business. We're here to talk about getting leads, getting appointments, getting listings, making money so that you're crushing it. 2019 must be your year. If you're under my wing, you must be crushing, my friends. And if you're not, we got to fix it. Like Stacy, she has a problem. So we'll talk about that. Now, of course, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Post them here in the comments. We'll be talking. Stacy is here. Awesome. Good to see you. We will be talking about you. I'm not you, though. I mean, it might be a different Stacy. We have more Stacys, right? Welcome, you guys. Justine just joining us. John, Mr. John Polly is here. Good to see you, good sir. Always nice to have our Facebook rockstar resident expert. Greg, good to have you here. Val is here. Grace checking in. And Mr. Derek Radford, bunch of you guys. Welcome. So let's get cranking. Let me show you. Stacy asked me not one, but two of my neighbors listed with a different agent. What do you recommend for letting your neighbors know that you are an agent? First, a personal experience. When I lived in Pico Rivera, California, a small suburb area of Los Angeles, where I sold real estate as an agent. It was one of the first areas where I started. Bellflower, Pico Rivera, that whole thing. Basic tract homes. It would piss me off when another agent took a listing in my neighborhood. Don't you just hate that? When somebody else comes in, and especially if it's well priced, if you know, I could sell the damn thing. It used to bother the daylights out of me. Terrible. Terrible. Money out of the window. Lost opportunity. Has it happened to you, or was I the only one? Happened to you too, right? So we're going to fix that today. Here's why it's important, friends. Owning your neighborhood, being the dominant agent in your area, whether it's just few streets or the school district or however you want to geographically fence it, should be one of the top priorities on your marketing / lead generation / listing getting list. Because if you do this right, you can dominate it, you can own it, you can control it, and they can be the easiest listings you ever take. Now, yes, just like with everything else, you need a system. You need to have a process in place. So today I'm going to give you a quick process. I break it down further, of course, if you join my path students already know, the Referrals Plus system breaks it down how to do that. There's a whole book I wrote. Looks like this, in case you're curious. Let's see if I have a copy here. Got the expired, the FISBO, path. Yeah, I have a copy. So I wrote the whole book. It's about 100 pages, tips, advice, dialogues, marketing, the whole thing. But I can give you some tips you can practically deploy right now. But before I give you the tips, let's talk about why it matters. One, of course, is ego. I mean, it's okay to have a big ego. I think good, healthy ego can sometimes be good for you. A little boost, you know what? A little extra oomph, which is good. I have a little ego. Nobody in my family is listening, so I can say that. You know the truth. I have a big ego. But that's okay. There are times where it's healthy. You need to have some kind of a drive. And having a desire to dominate your neighborhood is good, not just from a business standpoint, because those can be good clients, easy listings, but also because you're serving people you know. You're helping people around you. Not to mention it can be extremely profitable, and it's not that expensive. So now, before I give you how to do it, let's address Stacy's question. What the hell happened? Why do neighbors choose another agent? That's an important question, and the answer to that will give you not only insight how you can correct that, but also set up the right marketing strategies you must have in place, lead generation, marketing, connection, relationship building, to remedy that. And you can, unless you have a really dominant rockstar agent / Borino student living next door to you. Then it's tough. Okay, so let's get started. What is the problem number one? Problem number one, they don't know you're in real estate. That can be the core problem. Very often that's the issue. They know you. They say hi when they walk by. Like we live in a neighborhood, we're in a cul-de-sac area called Lake Barcroft right here. And we have a lot of people just walking their dogs, walking kids on the leash. And they say hi, they're friendly. But most have no idea what I do. Most don't know. You must fix that. They must know who you are, what you do. Well, let's write it on our big-ass board here. So first thing your neighbors must know is who you are. They can put the name to the face. So if you run to them in a supermarket, they can say, hey, Derek, what's happening? Good to see you. Stacy, how you doing? They say hi. They don't run away from you. They must know who you are. They must know what you do. And it goes beyond, I'm in real estate. They must know I help home sellers in Lake Barcroft area sell for top dollar quickly and without hassle. They must know that, what you do. How to get in touch with you. And that's important for two reasons, because every single one of your neighbors can be a potential seller. Maybe the life situation today means they're going to stay, they love it, but things can change. And life often kind of takes a sharp turn, right? You experience it, you might have clients who experienced it. We had a neighbor who's been living here for a very long time, lovely couple, they had 2 boys, the boys used to play with my boy. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're getting divorced. House is up for sale. My man Mike, good agent, friend of mine, student, listed it. Got it sold very quickly in like a week. So even though they may tell you today, oh no, we're staying, we love it here. You never know. It could be health, it could be job, it could be personal life, all kinds of. That's one. And two, they may know somebody. Maybe they're not interested, but they may know somebody at work, friends, relatives, other neighbors. People talk. So who you are, what you do, how to get in touch with you. And this is a big one. Why they can trust you. Why they can trust you. Those are the 4 things. So if you're not listing in your neighborhood, or worse, if somebody else is picking up listings in your neighborhood, first get pissed off. It's fine. It's okay with me. A little bit of is okay. That's step 1. And step 2, ask yourself, the reason I didn't get that listing is what? Did they know who you were? And I'll show you how we put in place some things you can do, some strategies. But first, just remedy. Troubleshoot first. Identify where the problem is. Do they know who you are? Do they know what you do? Do they know your name? Do they know you're a successful, ambitious, helpful real estate agent who helps sellers in that particular area? Do they know how to get in touch with you? Like if I walk down your street, a few homes down, and knock on the door and say, is there an agent who lives here? I would expect somebody open the door and say, yes, Stacy, she lives right up the street. Really nice person. Here's how you get in touch with her. Here's her cell number, here's her email. Because they may know who you are. They may even know what you do. But if they're like, honey, where's that business card from that agent? Do you know? Do they have you on their phone? Would they be able to reach out if at the gym somebody next to them says, you know what, we're thinking about selling our condo, we need to get a house? Would they jump in and say, you know, I know a great agent, her name is Stacy, she's fantastic. And then finally, they may know who you are. They may know what you do. They even know how to get in touch with you because you're doing some marketing in the neighborhood, some prospecting and some connection building. But they're not so sure they can trust you. Or is the combination? But I tell you something. If this part, this right here, trust, where they can trust you, you're not going to fuck it up. You're going to take good care of the boss that they refer to, or the grandmother, or the daughter, or whoever, or themselves. If they don't 100% trust you, if they're like, well, yeah, she's in real estate, but I don't know. I don't know how busy she is. I don't know how productive she is, how much she knows about the neighborhood. I don't know how many homes she's sold. I don't know. Got to fix that. So step 1, troubleshoot. Where is the problem or problems? Identify. Step 2 is make a plan. Plan out. What are we going to plan? We're going to plan how you start dominating your neighborhood. And the cool thing about it is you can start small. You don't need to go big. You don't need to start with 2,000 homes. You're going to farm twice a week. That'd be crazy. Start with your home and then start spiraling out. Start with your street, then the street next to it, then the connector, and then expand out. That would be the plan. So what do we need to know? Well, first they need to know who you are. We got to start with that. They need to know your name. They need to know your face. Then they need to associate that name and the face to the fact that you help homeowners in that area, whether it's buyers, sellers, or both. So we start with that. So now we're going to ask yourself, how? How can you build these connections, build these relationships? Here comes the good news, friends. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars. You can if you have the budget for it. It's fine. Because the advanced strategies do involve direct mail, which is some of the agents, including Mike, who have that listing down the street. He does a lot of direct mail. I might even have a postcard here. Let me see. I thought I did. Let's see. Do I have one of Mike's postcards? I thought I did. No. Tossed it. Next time I'll show you. So he does pretty basic, just listed, just sold. Nicely designed, very nice, good copy, engaging, picture, the whole thing that a nice direct mail piece has. So how do we spread the word? How do you let them know who you are, what you do? You can do direct mail, you can do Facebook. There are all kinds of advanced strategies you can do, but I would start simple. Here's the good news. The reason the Zillows have not taken over the world is because, friends, we're still in the people business. It is still one person who likes another person, who has a connection and relationship and trust with another person, who needs help. One person has a problem, the other one has a solution to that problem. The one person who has a problem is willing to pay another person to solve their problem, to remedy the situation whichever they're in. Like the situation down the street, unfortunate divorce. They need to sell. They need a competent agent who can help them, who can be neutral to both parties, who can be partial and who can take care of the business and knows how. Still a people business. Still a relationship business. Marketing helps. Tools help. Internet helps. Smartphones, all these amazing gadgets and things we have at our disposal. But don't lose the sight of what is in the core. And in the core is relationship. Relationship. Because the most successful rock stars, those of you guys who are doing 25, 30, 50, 100 deals or more, mastered a few things. What did you master? Marketing, of course, prospecting, lead generation, yes. But communication, relationships. Notice that every single rock star, every single agent who is successful, making good money, dressing well, having the lifestyle, traveling, doing the stuff, the good lifestyle, is a good communicator, people person, and is good with relationships. I have agents, I know personally agents, who've been in the business for a very long time, who are not very good with technology, have people who do technology for them, who still use Rolodex, who still have stuff on Excel spreadsheets, and they're crushing it, who have no idea what YLOPO is, and Agent Legend is, and Vulcan 7, they don't know, they don't care. Because they have built an amazing business strictly on relationships. The way you're going to own your neighborhood is through relationships. The marketing is the vehicle, the connections, but it's going to come down to they must. Remember the Holy Trinity. Remember that? I gave it to you before. They like you, they trust you, and they respect you. This is the core of your business. This is the core of whether you work high probability leads, whether you work expired listings for sold by owners, whether you're farming, doing open houses, or a million other ways of generating leads. Every single business you ever gotten, every lead that turned into a listing, every lead that turned into a buyer, was because they liked you, they trusted you, they respected you. Every seller who ever signed with you because you were their best choice. So the idea is you position yourself as the best choice. What makes you a best choice? Ask yourself. How can you position yourself to be the agent? The agent. What is the secret? It's right there in front of you. They must trust you more than anyone else. Now here's the cool part, friends. Positioning in your neighborhood is easy. Because all you have to do is start positioning yourself. Look, I'm not just another agent, somebody who's just trying to get listings to make money. I'm your neighbor. I'm a neighbor helping a neighbor. That is so powerful. I'm a neighbor helping a neighbor. They can be your entire marketing. Online, offline, print, doesn't matter. Neighbor helping a neighbor. When we travel, we have a cat named Luna. And occasionally we go, skiing, little trips, little getaways. My neighbor across the street, who's a retired attorney, really good guy, his name is Bill. They have a cat, great cat. When we go, Bill comes over and takes care of our cat. I trust him. Why do I trust him? Do I know Bill really well? Well, we've had drinks before. We've been on their boat. We had him over for dinner. We had him over for drinks. But it's not like we hang out a lot. But whether it's their cat, Sebastian, or our cat, that bonds us. And the fact that he's across the street makes it convenient. Helping a neighbor. I trust a guy across the street to enter my house when I'm not here, where all my equipment is, all my office, everything, money, everything, with our pet that we love dearly, and I can trust him because he's my neighbor. Are you getting it? You're going to use the same bond, same connection, base your business on that. And if you do this right, you can own the neighborhood and clean up. Because just like in any neighborhood, people will always move, or people will know somebody who needs to move. Are you getting it? So that's the premise. Build it on trust, build it on relationship, build it on connections. What are the best ways to do that? I'll give you a simple one. I'll give you the most powerful one. I'll give you the one you should deploy before anything else. You see that? T2P. Make that your mantra. Like you get up in the morning and go T2P, 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 T2P. I should make some music. I set up my studio again, my music. We're making some music, Hannah and I, so I'll make a song for you. T2P, T2P, T2P. What does that mean? Talk to people. Talk to people. Before you start reaching for any advanced stuff, which is fine, before you start spending money, which is cool, if you have the budget, great, go for it. Start here. We are wired to be social creatures. We are not independent. We cannot exist in solitude. We live in packs, family packs, friends, neighbors, communities. Here on Rockstars, there's 35,000 of us. We're one of the best, if not, fuck that. We are the best real estate group here on Facebook. Because we're a community. We help each other out. We answer each other's questions. We support each other. We entertain each other. We educate each other. We want each other success. We want each other's wealth, prosperity. We're cool to each other. That's how it works. And how do we do that? Communication. So if you are already in a physical proximity of these people, start talking to people. If it means stopping on the street, one of the first things you need to do, start here. This is strategy, practical strategy. Get out there, do it now. You're going to go out. You're going to knock on the neighbor's door you haven't met, who don't know who you are, what you do, how to get in touch with you, and why they can trust you. You knock on the door. He says, Bill, my name is Borino. I'm here to apologize. We've been neighbors for God knows how many years. I never had a chance to say hello, to introduce myself. So I came to say, I'm sorry. What is your name? What do you do? Short, simple little conversation. Well, listen, Bill, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. Here is my number and contact information just in case you need anything. Look after your pet or whatever. It's good to have in case, God forbid, there's an emergency or something. That's it. And then next time Bill walks by, hey, Bill, how you doing? Good to see you again, man. What's your plan for the weekend? How are the kids? You're getting it? Conversations. And they go to the next neighbor. I owe an apology. It's a good way to start a conversation. You don't shove down their throat. I'm in real estate. Who do you know? Here's my 10 of my business cards. Pass them along. Don't do that shit. Don't be salesy. Don't go Amway on them. Don't scare them off. That would just kill your chances. Please don't do that. Or worse, I'm new in real estate. Don't do that. It's okay if they know what you do for a living, but start an interest in them. Make it all about them. All about them. All about them. Be curious about them. Be interested in them. Ask questions about them, and it has to be genuine. If you're faking it, if you're not a people person, if you don't connect with people, you're in the wrong business. This is still a people business. So make it about them. Now, what is one of the logical questions that follows the question, what do you do for a living? And they say, well, I'm an accountant. I build boats. I do underwater juggling. What's the most logical thing that they follow up with? How about you? Well, I'll have home sellers here in Lake Barcroft. They're thinking about selling. I help them. I'm in real estate. Do you have any kids? Notice I stop there. I don't go any further. Do you know anybody? Are you thinking about selling? Don't go salesy on them. Make it about them. Then you're going to start building a database with these relationships. You're going to start sending little notes. You're going to start sending little texts, little updates, whatever they would like to get from you. And you tell them, if there's anything you would like to know, would like to do, if there's anything I can do to help. This is a key word. Because the relationship is built about them to help them first. You want to get business, you want to get money, you want to get commissions, give first. Borino rule, give first. Here's what I do. I walk the walk. Look at that. I'm here almost daily, sometimes twice. I'm here posting. I'm here educating you, coaching you without zero expectation. I mean, if you become my client, you come to DC to the workshop, or you get one of my systems, that's fantastic. We'd love to have you. But it is not expected. I give first, and I give plenty. You guys know that. I mean, we have hundreds of videos on YouTube. We have a whole bunch of training here on Facebook, everywhere. And I appreciate you enjoying it, watching it, and benefiting from it. That's my goal, for you to do well. If you want to give me your money and get better, that's awesome, but it's not required. So you do the same. Be helpful first. Give first. And if you're not getting enough, it's because you're not giving enough value, information. You're not helpful enough. You're not solving enough problems out there. People don't know who you are, what you do, and why they would benefit from you. Because at the end, somebody gets the listings. Why not you? Because they don't know what you do, who you are, how to get in touch with you, and why you're their best choice. Now, once you get this going, especially now with the summer approaching, my mic cable got stuck. Better. Summer approaching, good weather's out there. People will have barbecues. People have block parties. People have social gatherings. We are social creatures. Keep that in mind. So whenever those people congregate with them. Nurture those relationships. Build those connections. Expand. Make sense? And then go fancy. Once you have this established, now this is the foundation, then you can start sending postcards about real estate, sending updates about real estate. Then you can run some Facebook advertising in the specific neighborhood with your face on it, with some updates. Not, oh, here's my new listing, buy it. Nobody gives a shit. Notice how very little engagement those posts get. But something cool, something interesting, helpful, and entertaining. Be a human being first before you're going to become a real estate agent. In your positioning, in your communication, in your marketing. That's how you do it. And that is just repetition, 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 repetition. If they see your face, if they see your name, if they see your message, if they know who you are, what you do, how to get in touch with you, why you can be trusted over and over. And the trust part, why you should be trusted, can be just a demonstration. It can be a third-party endorsement. It can be that you sold some homes in the neighborhood. That's all you need. A couple of people say nice things about you on Zillow. You print it, send it. That's good enough. People don't need pages and pages of evidence. They need enough to be convinced you're the right choice. Does that make sense, friends? Yes? All right. So let's tackle some questions. Oh, Stacy, good. You're here. Excellent. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope that was helpful. She says, so excited to get some answers. Excellent. Good. Otis says, it's really helpful. Sean wishing good morning to everybody. Jim is moving because he doesn't like his neighborhood. Doesn't mean you can't sell homes there, Jim. Just because you don't like it, I guarantee you somebody likes it. It's fine. You've been there. You have the connections. Use it. Because I promise you, there are people in your neighborhood who would much rather have a neighbor help them. Neighbor who knows the neighborhood. Neighbor who cares. Neighbor who has their best interest at heart than some stranger. You are in a very strong, advantageous position. So why not use it? Okay? Stacy says, on my street, I'm the full-time resident, the only one. Should you do mail-outs to my neighbor's vacation home on their primary home? I would do their primary home, Stacy. Let them know that you live in the neighborhood. They must first know who you are and why they should care about you, what makes you unique. And you say, well, I'm a full-time resident here. Whichever way you can reach them with the mail is good. But if you can call, text, do other things, do that. What you're tipping over to is farming, which is not quite the same. It's similar and there are a lot of overlaps because yes, your neighborhood should become your first farm. But if it's a secondary homes, the situation is slightly different, if that makes sense. Leila, what's happening? Good to have you with us. Otis would like to know, would it be smart to make a flyer with I'm sorry conversation you said to say to them if I'm not home? No, I would not do that. Because now you're using marketing, flyer, to get your message out there. Later, if you get a listing in the neighborhood, to let them know, hey, Jim, just wanted to stop by. Bill wanted to let you know I listed a home down the street. You know, John and Mary, they listed their house. They're getting a bigger house. That's cool. But I wouldn't start there. The conversation should be in person, if at all possible. Now, if it's not possible, if in some circumstances you can reach everybody, then yes, move over to mail. But the conversation in the mail should be different. Again, it should be something that would benefit them. Even something simple as market update. What's going on in our neighborhood? They don't need to be your listings or your sales. Be kosher about it, disclose it, of course. but just let them know this is what's going on in our neighborhood. Okay? So that's what I would do as far as mail. Good question, Otis. All right. How often should I be door knocking my neighborhood? Sean would like to know. We have lived there for 2 years and I have only knocked twice. Sean, I would do it often. Do it often. Every few weeks, I would go talk to the neighbors. Because just like in our neighborhood, there has been nothing for sale for a while and now 2 listings popped up. Because plans change, situation changes. You don't want to miss the opportunity. So nurture those relationships. Every once in a while, go through the neighborhood. Even if it's just, if they already know you and if they know you're in real estate, bring in a little neighborhood update or some information, some fact, something curious, something helpful is good enough. At the end, it all is going to end up in the trash. So don't overthink all that. It's not the marketing, the flyer that's going to get you the business. That's just the foot in the door. The reason you're going to get this business is because they know who you are and what you do, and they have a conversation with you, they trust you. So don't rely too much on any marketing piece. There's no magic marketing piece that will do this for you. You being able to have conversations with them, build connections and trust, going to barbecues and parties and meeting people, or even throwing a barbecue and party and invite everybody on your street might be a very good way to go. Yeah? Is that helpful? Desiree, she has a question. I had an unfortunate fallout with one of my neighbors and she's now on the HOA board now. Patch things up. People forgive. If you genuinely say, look, I'm sorry we had that fallout. I'd like to patch things up. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? I'd like to get to know you better. Do that. Be genuine about it. No reason why it wouldn't work. Great neighborhood advice. Inspiring stuff as always, says Ted. Good. Glad you like it. Benito says, thanks, Borino. You're welcome. I have 4 houses in my neighborhood for sale. If I can knock doors, I can get some. Go do that, Trent. Yes, there is an opportunity, my man. Absolutely. Easy. Look at that. I love this. I just listed my neighbor's house. That's what I'm talking about, is the opportunity. Excellent. Justine says, let me pull it in here. Just happened to, I'm a new agent and the seasoned guy just went up 6 houses away from mine. It's going to happen, but here's the reality, Justine. There's plenty for everybody. Some may go with the guy who is seasoned veteran. That's possible, but some may not. My first listing down in California was this old lady, lovely lady, super sweet. She had a little 2-bedroom house. I listed it. It was my very first listing. And she had interviewed some really heavy guns in the area, which I thought I'd never get this one. And yet she listed with me. And she said, I preferred your enthusiasm, your passion, and your optimism over their experience. Simple as that. So don't build a mindset thinking just because he's been in the business long enough, he's a good agent, or he will get all the business. He may or may not. It's going to come down to relationships. And I promise you, if you are a decent agent and take care of good clients, and the fact that you're here on Rockstars indicates you probably are, you have good intentions. Don't buy into the mindset, I can't get the listings. Sure you can. Is it going to take more effort? Yes. Is it going to be more challenging? Probably. But it's doable. Because there's no such thing as perfect conditions, you know what I mean? It might be another agent, it might be all kinds of other things. So don't buy too much into all that. Just trust that there is plenty. Plenty. Yeah? You will be just fine. Hey, right? Good. Tessa's great advice. Liked it. Inspiring stuff. Excellent. Nicoletta. There's a lot of issues with piping and sewing in my neighborhood. Homes getting repiped, and our HOA is going up that my neighbors are not aware yet. Yeah, that may be a good thing to talk about. Can you help them in some way? Can you provide some information? There's always something you can do. If you stop focusing on why am I not getting, focus more on why am I not giving? What can I give? There's always something. There's always something you as a high status real pro can provide, because if you can't, then you're useless. And if you're useless, how do you expect to get paid? If there is no helpful information, no goodwill that you can spread in the neighborhood, in the community, how do you expect that to get paid? Why would somebody give you business? Business is earned. And the way you earn it, by being cool, helpful, holding people's hands if necessary, giving them advice, being their guide, being their counselor. That's what I do with you guys. I counsel you. I want to make you better so you can make money, help people, and have a good lifestyle. Yeah, that's how you do it. Big part of that is mindset. Figuring out what can I contribute, what makes me unique, what makes you unique. What can you talk about? What can you bring to the table, so to speak? Answer that.